30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes.
Is there anybody out there that wants to roll? And is there anybody out there that wants to boogie? Tonight, live from the Apollo, Glasgow.
Well, if you're looking for trouble, I'm the man to see. If you're looking for satisfaction, the satisfaction guaranteed. I'm as cool as a body on ice. Hotter than the rolling dice. Send you to heaven, or take you to hell.
Welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live with Scott and Andy.
Hello and welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live. I predict a riot, mate. This isn't good tonight.
I'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Gremlins, good evening from me, MacArthur, in my little studio in the Cotswolds.
And me, Andy Muir, in my palatial, my big, in my wee place in Sydney.
Yeah, in your wee place in Sydney.
In my wee place.
What's the weather like? Are you getting snow or something or anything weird?
No, mate, it's 6:30. It's a wee bit chilly.
Because
it's clear skies. Clear skies.
Ah, you're getting sunshine.
No central heating. So
it's bananas, that, isn't it? So, for those of you who are having difficulty getting into the show, you're watching on the replay.
Just me and the. It's you, me, and the Facebook. You, me, and the YouTubes.
Hi, John. There's a wee. I think Restream and Facebook have fallen out, so they're not letting us stream into the groups tonight. And as usual, there was no communication whatsoever. But when I went in to get a fix for the problem I was having, it said there isn't a fix because we're not speaking to each other. So you either have to go in via. Hi, Lisa. You either have to go in via my personal Facebook or via YouTube, and YouTube's actually very good. So it's probably the best platform to watch it on anyway.
If you're watching, how can you tell them?
Well, I'm saying on replay, mate.
All right.
I'm saying you're watching on replay because they're dedicated. They're dedicated.
Well,
hi, Kenneth. How you doing?
Yeah, I reckon we should just go to YouTube anyway.
Well, there's quite a good argument for that. Maybe we should, and maybe we'll have to because it's so expensive to use this kit, and it's not very good at the moment. So, I'm getting a wee bit sick of it.
OBS. Here we go.
Oh no, mate! It's like try to drive the Starship Enterprise with a blindfold on while you're immersed in treacle. And
OBS is?
It's crap,
right,
man.
Okay. All right.
It's just too much. It's too much. So what have you been up to this week?
Walking. Hit my 10,000 steps every day this week.
Did you? Brilliant. Excellent, in fact.
And actually, it's not. That's 10,000 steps is quite easy unless you're injured.
It's quite easy, but you've done it.
Yeah, and listening to a lot of Blue Nile.
Have you? I like the Blue Nile.
Yeah, because my eldest daughter sent me a link saying, "Have you heard? Can I tell you this? No.
No.
Taylor Swift's giving a shout out to the Blue Nile and Downtown Lights," and I was like, "All right, okay." So I listened to the Taylor Swift album for a couple of listens, and then what
did you think of it?
I think I said to her I'd hate to be a prospective boyfriend of hers. But then, you know,
Yeah.
uh,
It's
it's
technology, Jim, but
fine.
not as
It's
we know it.
fine. If that's what you like, that's what you like. You know, there's
Yeah.
and it's
We are not the
not.
target audience.
We're not the target audience. You know,
No.
it's all right. And
My
you've just
camera's
gone
going off.
dark.
Yeah, I know. I can see my camera's bleeping at me. It'll come back. Don't know what's going on. There's all sorts of weird things going on tonight. We'll get it
Yeah,
working.
it's all right. It's like if that's the album you want to make, go on you. You know, like one song had like
Yeah.
41 million streams in
Did
6
she really?
days. The
Gosh.
song. I think it's the song that mentions the Blue Nile. It's in the first line, and then I had a look at see if the Blue Nile's uptake streams would get up.
Yes.
So it's gone up like 20,000.
Have they? Oh, good, because they're a good band. They're a good
So
band.
they made like $50.
Oh, brilliant. What, they do about 18 million hits or something? Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, I kind of went back in time
That's
this week,
why
mate. Good. I went back in
we
time
saw
this week.
Paul. Who's this? John
John over on
604,
YouTube.
69604. So Paul Buchanan in Waitrose in Byers Road. Well, he must be spending that 50 quid.
He's spending the money he's made off Taylor. Yeah. Yeah. I went a bit Scott and Andy nostalgia this week, mate. I got the old Cry I Love album out and just
Oh well,
the interview, you know, that you sent me that interview that they did with
it's brilliant.
Mr. And I put it on, and everybody was the house is empty this week during the day. And oh god, I just put it on my stereo and pumped it up. What an album! What an album! I played it on my show on Cotswold Radio as well. Anyway, and then I put on the temperance movement as well. So I kind of went through that little 90s,
Yeah,
you know.
should have stuck in
And
some Black Crows and all.
well, I was close to Black Crows. Very close to Black Crows, so it was brilliant. I was listening to that sort of stuff this week, and it's really good. I mean, I love the
Although
temperance
temperance movement weren't about in the 90s.
No, well, no, they weren't. No,
Seven?
they weren't. No, they weren't. But my God, cry
Same
love
idea.
again. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
the same
Brilliant.
idea. Yeah. So it was good fun. I enjoyed it, and I was blasting it, and I'm sure the neighbours heard it, and I don't. They hear it loud like that once in a blue moon, so I'm not bothered. But
Yeah.
and I've been listening to AC/DC. I listen to AC/DC for 2 weeks every year, and that's the Hello Lorraine, and that's the week of the Bonfest. So Bonfest starts Thursday night. Well, Thursday afternoon. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope some of you guys are coming if you're on replay watching this, because I doubt folk are getting into this. There's only a few folk getting into work. So I better check, actually. Let me just check Facebook, because I've posted it about 5 times, mate. But no, they're okay. Oh, God, I should have hit that button. So hopefully folk are managing to find it, but the numbers aren't as big as they normally are. So anyway, so tonight, there's a bit of a change to the advertised show, because hi Nora, how you doing? Hope you're feeling okay.
Hello, Nora. Hope you're all right.
I was originally going to put the Stranglers on, and I advertised that last week when I put the advert up. But then I got the Stranglers rescued recording, and the quality was rubbish. Now I know there is good ones, but I didn't have time to download the good ones, so I've changed the agenda slightly, and we're going to be listening to Gary Moore tonight, because I don't think we've listened to him before on the show, apart from when he was with Lizzie. And then we've got some Roxy music, so I thought it was quite a good balance. So a bit of rock, blues, metal almost from Gary, and the sort of pre-Lounge Lizard. So they were better. I mean, everybody keeps telling me, because I'm not a big Roxy music fan, but everybody keeps telling me, before the 80s they were brilliant. And actually, the second track I'm going to play tonight, I'd never heard it before, and I really like it. Yeah. So folk might not like it, but I like it. And so I've had a good day, so I'm feeling quite good. So we'll see how it goes. So if you have any questions, folks, let us know. Just drop it in the chat. We're not going to be on next week, so it's going to be 2 weeks until we're on again, because I'm at Bonfest. And I'm great. Thanks, chaps. Good, no, good to hear. So next week, I think I'm going to put on something a bit radical. My camera's going to go off again. It keeps beeping. I'm going to stream next Friday night the one and only Anvil, because the reason for that is we don't play that sort of really, really heavy metal very often, and it's a brilliant recording. Now, I'm not a fan. It's like Man of War to me. I just don't get it. But I'm going to stream that because it's a great recording, and I know a few folk like them that are in the group, so I'm going to do that. And Lorraine's saying, yes, before the 80s, Roxy were very good. I didn't know that, Lorraine. It's a wee bit embarrassing because I only ever heard the lounge lizard stuff, and I don't like it. You know, I think it's sort of lazy. And
you never heard of Virginia Plain?
Well, of course I had. That was the one track I had, mate.
Let's
I
get
had
together.
the single, actually. Yeah.
That's
but
true.
So
Let's
again?
get together. Let's work together.
Yeah, I know, but I'd never quite got.
That's two.
And I like well, I'll play it later, but
Yeah.
and it's just something that passed me by. So
Yeah,
but
sorry. Yeah. Carry on.
So I'm feeling quite positive about them at the moment.
Yeah. Kenny's asking, can you recommend any Blue Nile? Well, I think they only had 5 albums, Kenny.
Yeah.
So it's a short catalogue, and I'd start with the start. I start with the first album. I've forgotten what it's called, and then just progress. They're all equally as good as each other.
Excellent.
Although Hats is a great album, and I've actually forgotten the names of them. But
Tinseltown in the Rain's a great song. I like that song.
Yeah, just go with just start at the start, work your way through. They're all great.
A great band. Great band.
Great. Although I do have I was walking around, had a bit of a thing in my head. What's that? When you have two opposing ideas in your head.
Oh, cognitive dissonance.
I had a bit of cognitive dissonance. Yeah, walk across the rooftops. Go with that one, Kenny, and then just start.
Fantastic.
Just keep going.
And once you listen to Blue Mile, start to listen to Marillion from Marbles onwards, and you'll get why I said that. Because it's very similar.
I was walking around the bay here, Balmain Bay.
Oh,
and it was, sun is belting down. It's palm trees, and Sydney Harbour's over there, and I can see the bridges and everything, and I'm like listening to Hats, and I'm going, this is just so weird. I've got this end of Glasgow in America in my ears, and I'm walking around. It's just some kind of 24 degrees, beautiful day in the winter-ish, autumn-ish. Yeah, I was like, this isn't computing,
No, it's a wee bit. That is a wee bit odd, but hey, why not?
It was good.
Why not?
It was very good.
Yeah. Cool. I'm pleased you get out to walk.
Dissonance. Yeah. Oh yeah. Dissonance. Cognitive dissonance.
I get that every day. I look in the mirror, mate. Like, oh, shit. What the fuck is that?
I thought I was 17.
What? Well, you still are 17, mate. Don't tell anybody anything else. And I watched the thing I did this week. I watched Still Crazy again.
Oh yeah, with Billy
Connolly and Bill Nye. What a great wee film that is. I love it.
Jimmy Neal.
Aye, that's right. Yeah.
He's the bass player, isn't he?
He's the bass player and the singer. Yeah. Well, the co-singer, and then it's the mystery. It's the member who's supposed to be dead, but he's not dead, and the great song, but they've never played since one of the guys got killed in a rock festival at Whiz Beach, and it's just all the tropes. Mate. It's just magic, man. It's brilliant.
I bet I'll write that down. What's it called again? Still Crazy.
Still Crazy. Why is my machine doing this? I know it. There's something not right. There's a battery going wrong somewhere. It's going beep beep every 5 minutes. Anyways, so
plug's probably falling
out. I've been round them all. It's annoying. So anyway, next Thursday, I'm driving up to Carrymere. So if you're going to Bonfest, folks, look us up. We'll be in the Thrum from 11 o'clock on Friday morning.
Until 11 o'clock.
Until 11 o'clock on Friday night. And there's a whole gaggle for Carluke going, Tracy's, Colin's going, Alison's going actually, and she's bringing Cammy with her.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And there's a whole load of other guys coming. So come along and enjoy, because it'll be a wee bit mental. I've no idea what I think it's Ty Keto that are the headliner, well, the second on the bill this on Friday night. Remember them? I think I spoke about this last week. They're quite a
They
good
probably
band.
do. They probably play the Wasted song, Heaven Tonight.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I think he
absolutely.
was the
Hi
singer
Dave,
in it
folk
for
are
a
coming
little
in now.
while.
Look, hi Dave, how you doing?
Yeah.
So we'll play some Gary Moore now. Now this is a Clyde recording, so it's good recording. The vocals are a bit distorted, which is probably good for Gary Moore's vocals. Sorry. He was quite a good blues singer, but he wasn't such a good rock singer in my opinion. But hey ho, what do I know? But so we've got a couple of tracks from Gary. The quality is excellent. The voice is a wee bit off, but it's not that bad. I love this. And you saw Gary Moore, didn't you?
I saw this one.
There we at that. I wasn't at it. I saw him supporting
Yeah.
Marillion at Milton Keynes Bowl.
Yeah.
And I saw him supporting. I think I saw him at Donington as well. I did see him at Donington, and he's great. I mean, and I saw him a few times playing blues, and that he was just brilliant at that.
Mm-hmm.
He found his thing, you know. I think he did. I thought he was just such a good blues.
Yeah.
I quite like Colosseum, and I like nearly everything he's done, to be honest. So this is a song that Andy loves, but not by Gary Moore. Can you guess which one it is?
Song that I love.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh,
You know.
play it.
Come
No,
on. Right,
Is
okay.
it Parisian Walkways?
No. That's a good guess, but you like it even more than Parisian Walkways.
Okay. Oh,
He's got it. He's going to get
right,
it. Look,
okay.
you can see the cogs going round. Right. Okay.
Can't remember
So
actually. Yeah.
this is Gary Moore doing his version of Wishing Well. Hope you enjoy.
Yes. Yes.
This guy wishing well. Take out your hat, take out your shoes. You know you ain't going anywhere. Take your time, singing your blues. You know you ain't going anywhere. I will think of you stand out mine. You always get there well. Only time that you satisfied is you can eat with a easy way. Put down your gun, you might shoot yourself. That's what you're trying to do. Put up a fight you believe to be right, and one day the sun will shine through. You've always got something to hide, something you just can't tell. And the only time that you're satisfied is with the peace in the recent hell. And I'm wishing well. But I know what you're wishing for. Love in a peaceful world. Love in a peaceful world. Love in a peaceful world. Here we go.
Just going to keep this going, play the next track as well. Does that a lot at the end of every song. He does that. Wow, 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 wow. So that was Gary Moore, and he had on drums was Ian Pace from Purple, Neil Carter, who was he with? UFO, wasn't it?
UFO.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Craig Grubber. Oh, I've forgotten who was he with, because it was a bit of the album Victim of Future. I remember the album coming out, and it's pretty good. It's got Neil Murray on it. It's got Bob Daisley on it. Mo Foster's on it. So it was a bit of a kind of an example of the sort of thing he would do in the future, I guess, because it was like, you know, did a lot of that, but it was still metal, rocky metal stuff rather than these bluesy stuff. I enjoyed that. That was good. I just thought I'd put Murder in the Sky on as well. I was only going to play Wishing Well, but I thought I quite like Murder in the Sky. So, and that scream at the end is brilliant, isn't it? He nails it.
Does he?
Andy doesn't agree.
Nah, he's all right. He's fine. He's a good singer. Like,
he's not a bad
good
singer.
He's a good singer.
I mean, he always looked like he was on the toilet to me. You know, he was always really straining, and you know, to hit a lot of these high notes. I think the other guys did a fair bit of singing as well, so they helped him. But then when he did blues, it was a doddle for him. It was right in his range, so it was great. I mean, he's not as good a singer as John Bonamassa, but he's still a good singer, you know. And I thought it was brilliant. So the other thing we're going to do tonight, mate, we haven't even had a chat. I'll play a Roxy tune, and then we're going to go back. Last week, a few folk came back to the show that hadn't watched it before. Hadn't watched it for a while, and we hadn't put the socials thing on for months, and we put it back last week. And I think they all thought, "Oh my god, nothing's happened." Lisa's saying that's the first time I've heard him. Yeah, he's good. He's got a good catalogue, Lisa. He died. When did he die? 10 years ago?
11
years ago. Yeah. And his catalogue goes from, you know, Colosseum, Lizzie.
That's the first time I've heard him.
I know. It's astonishing. She's a good DJ though. She's got good music on her show. Anyway, and what was I going to say? Yeah, the other thing, there's been a scandal on the website this week. It's been absolutely hilarious, the amount of abuse Andy and I have had about this. And I thought you dealt with it very well, mate. By the way, I was very impressed. You've got it now. Yeah, there's a mystery about the color of the chairs upstairs in the circle at the Apollo. Now tonight we're going to settle this, right? We're going to settle it
for once and for all. I was looking at your post, and you'd put up a picture of the 3 chairs, right?
Yeah.
Just random chairs, and someone said the golden divans.
Yeah. I saw that. I thought that was really funny.
You know.
Anyway, we'll come back to that after this little bit of a classic by Roxy Music. Now I have to, as I said earlier, I have to confess. I don't know what you were. Did you listen to them when we were kids?
I had one single, but it was Play Avalon.
All right.
Yeah.
Jealous Guy was quite good, obviously.
Yeah.
But
not as good as Frankie Miller's version.
Not as good as Frankie Miller. Not even close to as good as Frankie Miller.
No.
But we're not biased at all, are we?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not the slightest. We're just right, mate. That's what it is. We're just right. So this is Love Is a Drug, which is obviously one of the more famous, in my world, where I don't listen to them, but obviously I've heard this song. I remember the video being a bit weird as well. So anyway, this is Love Is a Drug from the Glasgow Apollo. I think I've got this right. It's 1979. So you and I were just babes, mate. We couldn't go to this. You know, we were far too young to go to this. But didn't have the money anyway, did we? So
didn't have any money. No.
Didn't have any money at all. A lot of things haven't changed. Anyway, this is Roxy Music.
to wait for the bell to ring. Ain't no big deal, the toll of the bell. I roll waiting, spare for days. I turn on down the red light blaze. Jump above, what's in store? Love is the drug, and I need the score. Show it now, hit and run. Boy meets girl, when the beat goes on. Stitched up tight, can't shake free. Love is the drug, for the hook on me. Oh, catch that bug. Love is the drug, the key up. Oh, can't you see? Love is the drug for me. Late that night, I parked my car, stayed my place in the singles bar. Face to face, toe to toe, heart to heart as we hit the floor. Lumber up, limbo down, the lungs embrace, the stumble around. I say go, she said yes, dim the lights, girl gets the rest. Oh, catch a bug, love is the drug, I'm picking up. Oh, can't you see, love is the drug, got a hook in me. Oh, get that bug, love is the drug, I'm picking up. Oh, can't you see, love is the drug for me. Love is, love is, love is the drug.
One and only Roxy music. Can't mistake them, can you?
No.
They were a band and a half. Let me just, I wanted to put the set list up. There's been a few questions about this. Let me just see if I can, where is it? There it is. Right. Why is that still on? Go away. Here you go. There's the set list. So you asked the question, who was in the band? According to their website, it was Brian Ferry, Phil Manzanera, Andy McCall, Paul Thompson, Gary Tibbs, and David. And this was them on the Manifesto tour. Quite a long tour, actually. If you look at they did quite a lot of gigs. In fact, they were all over the place. Lots in it. It's funny looking at these old set lists because they've got like 2 nights at the Birmingham Odeon, 2 nights at the Manchester Apollo, 2 nights at the Glasgow Apollo, 2 nights at the City Hall, 3 nights at the Hammersmith Odeon. It's all the old venues. It's brilliant. I love these old set lists.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have those hangers in those days. So anyway, I thought that was quite good. I quite enjoyed that.
I think
it was obviously. What are you saying? Sorry.
When I typed in when did Brian Eno leave Roxy Music into my search engine, Raymond?
Yeah.
It said 1973.
Ah, right. So
I could be wrong. I could be right.
Could be right.
To quote we Johnny. I could be wrong. Yes.
He's a different guy. What am I doing with this? Hang on. Sorry.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing either. It's only the 133rd show we've done. You think by now we know what we're doing. Got a few Manzanera old albums, 808
right.
State, brilliant.
Never
I've not heard that, Raymond. Not heard that.
Never heard any of them.
No.
Right.
Raymond's saying, sorry?
Kenny's just chipping in. He's chipping in.
Chipping in. That's good. That's what the whole point of the show is. Now, let me see if I can find what else I'm going to play here now. Right, okay. So what we'll do next, I think we're going to have the controversy is going to have to be resolved, mate. So I reckon we should do a bit of that. Well, I think so because it's raging. Well, yeah, but we can pretend it's still raging.
All right, okay.
Yeah, let's a little bit of suspension of disbelief. Remember, cognitive dissonance, never having suspension of disbelief.
What do they call that? A beat up. They call it They call it a. Well, here they always call it like a.
I've never heard of a beat up.
A newspaper beat up when someone gets a pounding and.
Or like a roast they have in America, don't they? Yeah.
No, just like if you're slagging off someone in the newspaper, they call it a newspaper beat up or something.
I see, said the blind man to the deaf dog. Right, okay. So we'll do this bit. So the world of the Apollo has been dominated by one incident really this week, hasn't it? I mean, it's been rocking. Let me just see if I can find the. Oh, now I've seen that before, but that was a picture somebody sent in a rush. Did you see that? And guess what song they were doing?
Just something to do with the trees around the forest.
That's the one. The forest, the trees.
The trees.
So that was excellent. I loved that. It was. I might have seen that one before.
I've not seen that before.
Have you not? It's good. It's good to see that old photographs of Rush. So I had a bit of. I put Closer to the Heart on the group this week, and that went down well. Lots of folk bastards were actually at it. I wasn't at it. So
it looks like it's a photograph of a photograph. Anyway.
Well, it could be.
Yeah,
when I first saw that, I thought it was nuclear bombs going off.
Right.
I think somebody called me.
Did you see it on your phone?
Right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right.
And I was trying to think of the appropriate Rush song for nuclear bombs, and there is the Manhattan Project, but I thought no, that was later. It would look better than that. But so that was quite cool. And then this Thomas Thompson joined the group this week, and he's been posting loads of stuff, and these are pictures of ABBA that he took.
Is that Queen?
I think it's all ABBA.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is. Said in the post
like that looks like Queen.
It does look a bit like Queen on the left hand side. Looks a bit like Freddie, doesn't it? But I think it's ABBA.
All right.
But that was quite nice, Thomas. Thank you very much.
Does your mother know? Your mother know?
So if you were at that gig, let us know. I'd love to hear a recording of that because I bet it'd be crap because you couldn't hear it. It'd just be screaming. But I'd still like to hear it though. And then Tom, I don't know what you go by, but this was quite good. I liked this. He said, I got a ticket for the Apollo to see the Runaways. Remember the Runaways? An American all-girl band that featured Joan Jett and others. They had just released their single Cherry Bomb, great song, and I liked the music. I bet you liked the music, mate. Yeah, I bet you did. They were wrongly billed as a punk band, and I didn't like punk music, but later I did. So I went to the Apollo, and there was a queue outside with many punks in it. I took cold feet and didn't go in. Gutted as they never came back here and only lasted for 2 albums, but Joan Jett had a successful solo career with her band, the Blackheads. Still regret it today. Ugh.
The Blackheads. The Black Hearts. Right. But they played the next year, so he missed out twice.
Yeah. But, I thought, thanks, Tom. That's a good wee. I like these wee stories. Have you ever done that? Have you ever heard something in the media about a band, anybody watching or listening, that you thought, I'm going to go and see them, and then when you went to see them, they were absolutely not what you expected? I was thinking about it, and I don't know if I can think of anybody.
No,
really. Can you think of? I don't think I can think of anybody that's really. I mean, I've been to bad gigs, but I can't think of anybody that I thought was one thing, and then they turned out they were completely another.
Yeah. No, I've never been at a bad gig.
Have you not?
No.
You've never seen Neil Young then?
I have seen Neil Young.
Oh, was he good? Was he?
He's great.
When I saw him, God, he was terrible. That's because he had his mates with him. When I saw him, he had these crazy horse guys with him, and they were just wanking.
That's what attitude I saw. was like, what the
Was it?
hell is it? Yeah, it was
I
brilliant.
hated it, man. We left. Julie and I left because
I
it
was
was
like,
just.
what? This racket is amazing.
Oh no, didn't work for me, mate. But the only bit of that experience, we lived in Elgin at the time, which is a good old drive from Elgin to Glasgow to the SECCCCCC, and I left the tickets in my study. That wasn't clever.
No, that wasn't clever.
So I had to go into the box office and plead my case, and actually it was okay, despite it, the technology not being quite what it is nowadays. It went okay. So has anyone been to a gig that really surprised them? Somebody's saying definitely the Cramps at the Apollo, right, Lorraine, when they spotted the Ramones. Why was that? What did you expect? Raymond's saying I had a ticket to see Lou Reed and didn't go. Boots hasn't forgiven me yet. Yeah, I can imagine. I've missed gigs. I've missed Tom Petty, Aerosmith, Temperance Movement, Clutch. I mean, I've missed quite a few. Blood Work gets in the way. There's some Dave saying I'd not back a chance to see Toya at the height of her fame in the early 80s because I wasn't into all that spitting nonsense at the time. Neither was she. She hated it. Yeah, I lived in Elgin, tiny wee study, in the corner of the kitchen. Lorraine saying the Cramps were actually crap.
All right.
They're quite influential, the Cramps, aren't they? They've got quite they're quite well. I don't know them much. I mean, I've listened to some of the bits and pieces. Did they play CBGBs? I think they did, didn't they?
No.
I think they did. But their artwork's quite good. I quite like their artwork. That's why I didn't see my first gig in '76. I was offered tickets for Elton John, but thought I was seeing him live wouldn't be as good as the record, so I turned it down. You must have been 1976. Ah!
Wow.
God.
It probably would have been better than the record.
Yeah. I mean, I saw him in '84 and he was terrible. Absolutely out his face. It was awful at the Edinburgh Playhouse. Terrible gig. He came on with a tartan. I think I've said this before, Kenneth, but he came on with a tartan suit and he just sat at his piano all night and didn't engage with the audience at all. Didn't even say hello. You know, it was a crap gig. Not as bad as the Eagles, but it was close to as bad as the Eagles. Bloody awful. So let us know if you've been to a gig that you went with one assumption and it turned out to be something else. I'd like to hear those stories.
At the Apollo.
At the Apollo, yeah. Sorry, and Andy will ban you if you put anything up that's not from the Apollo.
I've banned everything now.
The only way we're keeping this website sane is by there's 17,500 bloody people at it on it now. So you've got to really manage it tightly. So I think you're doing exactly the right thing, dude. Lorraine saying their name and their artwork was better than them as a performing band. The Ramones were brilliant.
Right.
I'd like to have seen the Ramones. If I knew then what I know now, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean,
I was
band,
just looking up the members of. Well, I was looking up Wikipedia about the Cramps, and it said past members as Lux Interior. That's a good
Lux
name.
Interior, excellent.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Slim Chance, a guy called Slim Chance.
Right.
Harry Drumdini. Wonder what they do. Nick Knox. Nick Knox. Poison Ivy. And a guy called Brian Gregory.
Yes.
Kid Congo Powers. But this
excellent.
Is like
well, at least we'd heard of Poison Ivy. Gregory. Yeah. It's,
Brian Gregory.
Kenny saying I saw the Cramps supporting the Police, really, in 1979. Yes. We've got pictures of that gig, you know, Kenneth. They're quite good as well.
Police support the Cramps?
That was a special gig to be at. I think the Cramps might have supported the Police. I think the Police were doing their first headline. There was nobody there, was there, Ken? I think it was a very quiet, and they had like one row of light, not even a row of lights, they had spotlights, which was quite bizarre. In fact, let me see if I can do this without making an arse of myself. Where are they? Artwork. Well, I'll probably get it wrong, but let me try anyway. Right, here we go. Here's the pictures here. This is for you, Kenneth, if I can find it. Got one. There you go. Brilliant. This is from that gig, dude. There you go. Look at that. I mean, talk about basic. That's the Police in 1979. It's amazing. Wow. And there's a few of the other pictures that you can see the lighting rig.
What height was that?
40 feet, mate. Must be at least.
By the way, we haven't finished the seat. chat?
No, we haven't. No, we're going to do that. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just going through the order of the pictures. I've got them in my file. Because if I don't, I'll miss something out. Then I'll
Right.
not do something I said I would do, and then I'll get abuse. So I'm just trying to be semi-professional, my friend. There is more police pictures, but that's a good one. That one, I like that picture. Bright picture. Wish I'd been at that good. That guy.
Yeah, it would have been brilliant.
I'd love to have seen it. Love to have seen it. This one is where we're going to get into this controversy. Now,
Ooh.
what was your memory of the colour of the chairs?
Red and blue.
Red and blue was me as well. Yeah.
Me.
And I think most folk thought they were blue. I think a lot of folks said no, they were blue, but there was some real adamant. People were really adamant. You know, it's so funny because I can't remember what I did this afternoon. Well, I can a bit, but I can't remember what I did.
Just given no, there's no leeway. Red.
No,
they were red.
They're red, and that's the end of it. You know, it's like Jesus Christ. You know,
okay,
all right,
mate.
dude. You know, and
no, they were red.
What makes it worse is that they probably were red at one point, and they probably were blue at another point.
You know,
because they used to get wrecked, so they got replaced.
Yeah.
And
actually, I was listening to Rock on Tours this week.
I've not listened to that for ages, mate.
They were talking to, forgot his name, but they were saying, they said, "Oh yeah, I went to see them doing something with the Clash," and Guy Pratt said it must have been a good time to be in theatre seat refurbishment because it was either the Who or something, like, because everything just got smashed.
Yes,
you know.
Yeah.
So if you were making seats,
yeah, it's fantastic.
You know, you got fantastic business for you.
Brilliant business, brilliant business. And because they regularly got smashed, all of them or a lot of them. And just in case you don't know what Andy's talking about, that's the guys that do Rock on Tours. If you like music, you will love Rock on Tours. It's an absolutely top-notch podcast.
Although it is a bit. There's too many men.
There's a lot of men. There is a lot of men, but there weren't a lot of women in the industry, mate, back in the 70s and the 80s. That's part of the problem. There's slim pickings.
Yeah, but you know, they did interview what's her name? The something Tress.
Oh, she's brilliant. Yeah, she's amazing. The Anchoress, no. Oh, that's terrible. She's brilliant. No, she was excellent. She's one of the best guests that's been on it.
Yeah.
But name this is one of these things. Name one band that was globally famous in the 1970s and 80s that was all women. One band.
Bangles.
Weren't as big as they weren't big. They were a pop act. Name a big band.
They were big.
Like a Queen or an AC/DC.
The Go-Go's.
Briefly.
They were on it. She was on it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So there was Blondie,
who
did quite well. Were never huge, but they did really well. Heart were big in America. Couldn't get arrested in the UK. Soul Artists, yes, there was always Soul Artists, but there hasn't been many. But there wasn't many bands. So I would defend them. The Nolans. There was lots of Motown and R&B and stuff, but was there a big band, a rock band?
Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox, the Tourists weren't big, mate. They never sold records in America, but they
did.
Obviously was huge.
Yeah, they did.
Sell many.
Eurythmics, sorry. Eurythmics.
The Eurythmics were huge. They were huge, yeah. So they could have her on, but there's hundreds of groups of men in them, and it's difficult because I'm not. They should have a mix on if they can get it, but it's quite hard. It's quite hard.
But it is a bit blokey.
It is a bit blokey. I agree with that.
But I did laugh out loud this week listening.
Who was on? Can you remember?
No, I can't remember, but it was very funny.
Brian saying he saw Hart supporting Queen. Do you know what? I quite like Hart. And Ann Wilson's obviously got one of the best voices ever. She's a great singer. Yeah. But they've got Squeeze supporting them, and I thought, God, I'd rather go to the fucking dentist than go and see Squeeze. I saw Squeeze supporting Rod Stewart. God. That was bloody awful. Just pish. My mate, one of my good friends, he quite often tunes in. I mean, he likes Squeeze, and I'm like, what do you like about them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hawthorne Johnson Legends on Sky.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Is that a show that they're both on it?
No, Johnson's
interview?
the host that he interviews. The
Oh,
author,
right,
I
okay.
think, unless it's a new one.
Okay.
But it was the same. Barracuda, yeah, it's a great track. Brilliant track, Lorraine. Fantastic track. Anyway, back to these seats.
Oh, cheers. Sorry. Seats.
So I went and looked at the Blondie gig. I looked at the Alvin Stardust documentary. I looked at the
Johnny
Mathis gig. And then I thought, wait a minute. There are pictures of the Demolition, and there's a lot of them, right?
But they're black and white, aren't they?
No. 3, 2, 1. Right. There they are. They are that colour. Look. So
taking the time to get there now. For me, anyway.
Oh, it's a new show, Dave. All right, brilliant. Oh, I'll need to listen to that then, because I thought it was an old.
Oh,
the one that,
there you go.
Excellent. So there's your colour, guys. So the guy who was dead
No,
certain
red.
blue or
Red.
red, you were wrong. You were wrong. Well, you weren't wrong. You were right at some point. But you...
Mate, this is one of these blue dress, gold dress things.
Oh. So tell us if you see blue there. Maybe he'll come on and tell us he sees blue.
Depends on what team you support.
Exactly. But there were that yucky orange colour at the end. So whether that fella had never been, it could have been that he never went to any of the ones at the end, the last 4 or 5 years, because a lot of folk didn't, did they? So maybe that's what it was. So benefit of the doubt, mate, if you're listening in. But there were pukey gold colour, and somebody said, I think it was Lorraine actually said, golden divans. You were right. They were golden, and there they are, That's brilliant, Kenneth. I'm delighted to hear that's a new show. Sorry.
The circle, there's ashtrays on the bottom there. They're blue chairs.
Aye. The ones at the bottom were blue. You can just see them in No More, can't you? Yeah.
That's the colour of the armrest that I had.
You've got an armrest, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll need to look up that Johnson and Knopfler thing. That's brilliant. They were brilliant together. I'm not surprised that they're doing a show then, because they were fantastic together on Brian Johnson's show.
And look at the colour of the ones up the top there.
Can I see them though? The red.
They look red.
I think they look red to me as well. Yeah, they look red.
We'll just say they're red.
So unless you're a conspiracy theorist, they were golden at the end, but there were the other colours were available earlier on in the history of the building.
In the circle, but look how big that circle is. That's huge.
I know, it's mental, absolutely mental. And then finally, these two things popped up. The first one, the one on the left, the Van de Graaff generator thing. Look at that. Van de Graaff generator spotted by Genesis.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing that before. Maybe it's probably on that website, www.glasgowapollo.com, but I kind of know them all. But that's a hell of a lineup. 71. So Genesis were still a bit weird at that point. Remember, they hadn't quite found their feet in 71. And then the other one, this has happened before. The great Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly never played in the UK, to my knowledge, anyway. And but he did play at the Apollo, but not the Glasgow Apollo. But there was quite a dialogue. It annoys us a lot because we get quite a lot of, like, when you do searches, you get other Apollos. Unfortunately, he never played the Glasgow Apollo. He'd have been good at the Glasgow Apollo. So was then stuck out for you in the social?
It would have been the Greens at the time.
It would have been.
Anyway.
Well, it was. When did he die? Was it 59 or something, or 61 or something?
Anything stuck out for me? No, it's been. I just enjoy people. It's been good.
I think it's been a great week. I've really enjoyed it. And another. The number of new joiners is just ridiculous, folks. So thanks very much for that as well. Genesis had Peter Gabriel singing with them then, but he hadn't quite found his way. That first album, I'm not keen on. I know James, who tunes in, likes it. I'm not keen on that first album. The eponymous one. No,
shaved the parting in the middle of his head.
No, he wasn't quite right. But then they obviously then they hit the nail on the head for 4 or 5 albums, in my opinion. So we're going to play another Roxy track because we're going to finish with Gary. And this was the final track at the gig. Now let me just get the set list up. Is this the Gary Moore one, or have I got the right one up? What's the right one? So this is Remake Remodel. I'd never heard this before.
I can't remember it.
But the reason I went straight to it because it was the encore. And those of you from Glasgow will recognise a certain voice. No, wrong track. It's the next track. Anyway, there's a set list. I mean, how many of those songs do you know? I mean, Manifesto, I know that. Don't know Trash. Out of the Blues, Angel Eyes. I don't know Song for Europe. Better than the one we've got this year. Fuck's sake, have you heard that? Bloody awful.
I don't support Britain. I support Australia and the Eurovision
Australia, Song Contest. And it's that well-known European country, Australia. So I don't know all those songs. I probably do know them all, but I just don't know the names of them. But this one I hadn't heard. So this was the encore. See what you think of this.
No, they don't think you want another one. Do you want another one?
It's a pantomime.
Roxy rule, okay? Okay. I try, but I could not find a way. Looking back, what I did was look away. Next time, this is the time we go.
a classic sort of encore tune, wasn't it?
It's great.
I loved it. I thought it was a really good song. I'd never heard it. I really enjoyed it.
You're still the greatest audience. Thank you very much.
There you go. That was Roxy Music at the Glasgow Apollo. Fantastic. And he actually, in an interview that he did on the BBC for Granada Television, he actually said the same thing again. It was my favourite venue. He said, I love visiting there. I love the kids. I love the atmosphere. So he seemed to have had a bit of a relationship with the Apollo, did Mr. Ferry, which is quite nice. So what do you think of that, folks? I was at this Roxy gig supported by the Tourists. I meant to say that earlier. The Tourists are going to come back up in the conversation. I've only ever seen, I think I've seen a video, live video of the Tourists. How would you describe the Tourists?
Pop rock music, isn't it?
Yeah. Wasn't it punk, was it? It was kind of, it's weird. But Dave from the Tourists and the Eurythmics, he was on Rock on Tours once.
Yeah.
And he told the story of how he had a one night stand with Stevie Nicks. Bastard.
Do not hold that against him.
Bastard. Fucking bastard. Anyway, so I hate him. Anyway, and Annie Lennox has been around quite a lot in the media again because she's doing a lot of charity work, Annie. She's not doing so much singing, but her daughter's doing really well in the West End, isn't she?
That's not her daughter, mate.
Is it her cousin or nephew or niece or something? Who is it?
It's not even related to her.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, I'm not.
Well, I am, because I heard her in an interview saying she's no my auntie.
Oh, right, I thought she was. Well, I must have heard that. I must have been the Daily Record. Daily Record, that's what it's been. That's where I've heard that.
Nah,
all right, okay.
She's got the same second name.
All right, okay.
And she's called Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Annie. She's called Amy Lennox, not
there
Annie
you go.
Lennox.
You learn something every day.
Assumption is 9/10 of the belief. What?
There you go.
Sorry,
I learn something every day for this guy. Usually it's crap, but that's a good one.
Yeah, well, mate.
Yeah.
That's not much.
Very good.
Yeah. I don't know much. I don't know much.
I knew you were going to say that. Right, okay. So,
great singer. Neville.
To me, the Tourists were
Neville
a mix.
brother.
To me, the Tourists were a mix of pop and new wave. Right, okay.
Okay.
I think I've only heard one song and I can't remember what it was. It didn't leave an impression on me. So
I Only Want to Be With You was their big hit single.
Was that a Tourist song, was it?
Well, it was a cover, but that's fine.
Right. I thought that was the Eurythmics cover.
No.
There you go. I learned something else.
So good to be back home again.
Don't know that.
You do.
I maybe do know it. I probably do know it. Yeah, that's one of those things when you think you don't know and you actually do. So before we play the final Gary Moore track, I just wanted to thank everybody again who's contributed. 40 odd people have now contributed to the wee collection we're having, the wee bowl that's going around the congregation to gather some cash to pay for our software. So we're up to about 850 quid now. So thank you very, very much. It's fantastic.
And thanks everyone who bought a t-shirt this week.
Exactly. And genuinely, I got a complaint for you. Lisa sent me a note saying she wants a bright pink, electric pink. You know that pink? Yeah. She wants one of them. Well, do we have them on there? Are they on there? For a t-shirt? What? I don't know. An AC/DC one, I think it was. She wanted.
What?
Well, she'll need to tell her. See, Lisa, are you there? Are you still awake? But
you can't just say I want a pink one. There's 99. I'd have to change 99. Make up your mind, woman.
Is there 99, mate? Is there really 99? Well, why have you not done 100? What are you doing?
Well, it's someone said you can't have that and took it off.
Oh, Lisa's saying it's okay. I've bought one now. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, you found one. Oh, I see. You used the website to choose.
Have you gone to one of the competition? Have you bought one of ours, Lisa? That's what I want to know. Because we make at least £1 from each t-shirt that's sold. So anyway, yeah, I have that. But thank you. It's been fantastic, and it's already paid for 2 lots of software. So it's really, really appreciated. And we're not kidding. We can't afford it this year, so we do need the cash. So if you want to help us with that, go over. I'll put the thing. It's on GoFundMe. Just put Glasgow Apollo into GoFundMe, and you'll find it. It's the most efficient way to give us any help, or you use coffee, or you can buy a t-shirt. But the money that goes, nearly all the money that goes to GoFundMe goes to us to buy software with it. So that's been amazing. The contributions we've had, absolutely amazing. And I know folk are skint, and you can see some folk being quite sheepish about giving us a fiver. Don't be sheepish about giving us a fiver. We need that fiver. So thank you very, very much. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So remember, we're having a get together 15th of June in Glasgow. The venue is still going to be Glasgow, somewhere in the centre of town. Some pub is going to get a hell of a shot when we all rock up, but hey ho, that's the way. If that's the way it has to be, it's the way it has to be. If we do tickets, if we get a venue, we're still working on it. But if we get a venue, because Andy
that flying duck never got back to you.
Never got back, and I phoned them this week, dude. No answer. So I don't know. I'm absolutely bemused by it all.
Why do people not want your money?
I've not. The Solid Rock have done the same thing. Exactly the same thing. And it's like, I mean, I'll try the Cat House again, because he quite often tunes in, doesn't he? So I'll try the Cat House again, but it's demoralizing. Anyway, the bottom line is, because people have been giving us cash, we're not going to charge for tickets. We're going to give them away, but we'll ask for a contribution, just what you can afford. Because if you've given us 50 quid, we're not going to ask for another tenner or something. So the tickets will be, you can get them, and if you can't afford to give us in, you don't need to give us in, because we're not in this to make cash. This is to pay for the software that we use for the show. We will have a guest, hopefully on the night, and I think that's worth at least 1,000 quid a head, but you'll be getting it for none. But it's going to be fantastic if we can get it all organised. It'll be fantastic. So last piece, and we'll have a chat after this. But what song do you think I'm going to play now, folks? Gary Moore. Now I had to go. I went for a famous one. What one do you think I went for?
Are you asking me? Or are you asking the
caller? Ask everybody. What do you think? What do you think?
Me, I think you'll play Empty Rooms.
Possibly. What does everybody else think? I mean, Gary Moore's got such a
Shape of Things to Come.
That nearly the old Jimmy Page song, isn't it? Back in the Streets is another good one. I've probably gone for the most obvious one. Prison What Ways was second. I've gone for Empty Rooms. And the reason I went for Empty Rooms, one, I love it, but two, Tom Russell's on it. So I thought, I haven't heard Tom's voice for a wee while.
Okay.
I did do a bit of jiggery pokery. I did do a wee bit of editing on this, but hopefully you've all noticed probably, because a lot of you know what you're doing with music. But so it's not AI'd. I didn't do AI, but I did do a bit of editing on it. But this is a 10.5-minute version of Empty Rooms from the Glasgow Apollo. And he can play guitar, mate. You know, he's not a bad guitarist, this boy. And those days,
he could go far.
He might have done. You know, it's a shame he didn't stick with it. But he, I love the sound of his guitar, and you really hear it on this track. So I hope you enjoy this. We hope you enjoy this. This is Gary Moore from the Glasgow Apollo, and this is his, probably with Parisian, what was his most famous song. This is Empty Rooms.
The Apollo, recorded by Radio Clyde, Gary Moore.
This one's a little bit different. This is from the new album as well. It's called Empty Rooms. You got it. is your only friend. A broken heart that just won't mend is the price you pay. It's hard to take when love goes on. The days are long and the nights turn cold when it fades away. You hope that she will change her mind, but the days drift on alone. You'll never know the reason why she's gone.
Gary Moore, live on stage at the Glasgow Apollo.
My God, that was brilliant.
It's pretty good.
I don't really have the words to describe it. It's like, even in the one tune, he had like quiet harmonics. He had beautiful sort of rocky bits and then quiet. But it's just, what a guitar player. I wonder, he was playing Pete Green's Les Paul on that tour. I wonder if that was the Les Paul. I don't know if I've been enough here.
Oh,
Yeah,
right, okay.
he bought Pete Green's guitar.
Oh, I know
and
he
Pete
had
Green,
it. Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't know
he played it on that tour. I don't know if he was playing it on that tune. Any guitar experts might be able to tell, because he had different guitars, but oh God, I'm nearly speechless. I've had a glass of wine and I'm nearly speechless. That's not common, but brilliant. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. That was brilliant. Hi Joe, I've always thought Gary Moore was a fabulous guitarist. You are correct. I saw Gary Moore with Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker. Did you? At the Barlands. God, what a trio that must have been. That must have been amazing. Jack Bruce could sing. Great singer. And he's also saying these tracks just helped to emphasise how great a guitar player he was. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Raymond's saying
I think I've said this before, like, but when we were listening to Roxy music, I'm thinking that was mainstream pop music.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
And what's mainstream pop music now?
No, it doesn't exist. The music industry's changed.
It's not as complicated and harmonically interesting.
No.
I know. I'm Rick Beato shouting at a cloud. Yeah.
Well, you are, but there's nothing wrong with being Rick Beato shouting at a cloud.
Yeah.
If you've never heard of Rick Beato, it's another podcaster that Andy got me into him, and Rock on Tours. But Rick Beato's an American fella who was in bands, but he's quite a successful record producer during the grunge period. And he dissects tracks, and he gets the stems, he breaks it down into the wee bits and he dissects them and talks about them.
Yeah.
And he's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. There's a few of these people. I think Rick's my favourite one, actually. I mean, I like Charismatic Voice as well. She's great, but I think he's my favourite. But anyway, God, do you know, if I was in a different I'd just play it again, That's just magic. Okay. So next week, as I said at the beginning, we won't have a show because I'll be at this time next Friday night. I will be walking up the hill towards the bus. No, I won't. I'll still be in the bar, in the tent. Yeah, because the bus comes about 12:30. So
you'd be gargling Guinness.
But I wouldn't call me at that time next Friday night. Last year in the 4 days we did 56 pints of Guinness. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Unbelievable. I don't know how I did it, but we did it. And that's about 7 years in a row we've done it. So it might kill me one year.
That makes me feel...
Oh, mate, it's brilliant. Such a good laugh.
It makes me feel bad for your liver, mate.
Me too. But I'll be all right. I'll be off it then till Glastonbury, so it won't be too bad. But so it won't be a show next week. But I'm going to play the whole for the metal fans. I'm going to put the Anvil gig up because who did they support? What's that website? Hang on. Somebody probably know. Hold on. But it's unusual because it was a good recording as well. It's good quality. It was actually, I think, it might have been Man O' War. I don't know. Hang on, I'm going to find out. I don't think it was a Man O' War.
I'll find it.
Motorhead. Was it Motorhead? Was it? Right. Okay. Yeah. And obviously now they're quite well known because of that fantastic documentary they made, which is, if you've never seen it, Anvil, the documentary, is top notch. Doesn't matter if you don't like the music. The relationship between the two main guys in the band is lovely. Absolutely brilliant. Have you never seen it?
No, I'll watch it again.
It is rewatchable. It's not like all these crap ones they're doing just now that are just fairy tales. This is a real they're in it. So it's a real story about what they were like and what they were going through and how they didn't make it. And then this documentary made them enough money that they're okay now, which is really weird. Late success for them. But they had big influences of Metallica and Manowar and Megadeth and the Big Four, Anthrax and all these guys. So they did have an impact. But a lot of the tunes are really, really bad. but nevertheless, it's a great story, and I've been wanting to play it for ages. I've downloaded it and I've got it in a video. So I'm going to bang that out next week as a live podcast. Dave saying, please don't put Manowar on. They are torture. I cannot listen to Manowar. I cannot look at Manowar. They're shite. They're up there with Coldplay. They're as bad as Coldplay. At least they're good songs. Glastonbury, so teetotal in Glasgow in the no. That'll be the exception, Nora. You're quite right. This is saying thanks. I will definitely check out more Gary. He's brilliant. Roxy music, not so sure. Well, Gary Moore's got a brilliant catalogue. If you look at some of the duets he did on YouTube, there's a brilliant piece with BB King, absolutely brilliant, where they do the sort of the playing shout. What's it called? Shout and return. You know that thing they do with guitars sometimes. They do guitars.
Call and response, cutting heads.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, beautiful guitar playing, and BB King. Oof. Anyway, and that reminds me, we need to play Muddy Waters quite soon when he blew Clapton off the stage. Although Clapton was quite good back then, I guess, not unlike what it turned into. But somebody gave him some abuse earlier, and I agree. Whoever it was, I agree. Gary was way, way different and better than that knob. I'm not a fan. Anyway, so that's it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we'll be on for the usual nonsense after the show. www.glasgowapollo.com/Zoom. It was I can't even remember last week. No, it was good. It was good. It was a good laugh. And we talk about all sorts of nonsense on there, mainly music, but all sorts of nonsense as well. So come on if you can. It'd be great to see some new faces on there. It's been quite good. We've had a few new faces and it's been really nice to see them. And so come on, talk nonsense with us. We do really genuinely talk nonsense. And I get worse as the night goes on. So you might not want to experience that. but
mostly nonsense.
Mostly nonsense. I've only had one, but anyway, hope you join us. But see you in 2 weeks. But next week I'll probably do a wee intro and say hello when I'm pre-recording it. But I'll speak to you in 2 weeks, mate. Well, I'll probably speak to you tomorrow. But my name is Scott MacArthur. Thanks for tuning in.
My name is Andy Muir. Thank you also for tuning in.
Yeah, and just thanks
don't
again.
Don't let this put you off. Come back.
No,
again.
Don't let it put you off the Glasgow Apollo.
In a couple of weeks.
Got through the whole episode without mentioning Ali McCoist, which I think is quite a significant feat. I think we've done quite well. There's been a flood of Ali McCoist videos, and don't go and watch
them. Someone tried to put on the Rammstein one, and I was like, no.
I saw that one. Yeah, they never played the Apollo.
That's what I said.
Anyway.
No.
So it was quite funny, the Rammstein one, I have to say. But anyway, and I'm not a fan of Ali McCoist, but he was quite funny. He was quite funny. So here's Mr. Muir going to sing us out. Thanks very much, everybody. See you later, mate. Join us on Zoom, www.glasgowapollo.com/Zoom. Good night.
See you.